What's up, guys? I'm What's Cooking, and today we are playing Rise of Kingdoms. Oh man, those YouTube intros they make me laugh, man. They get so excited, they have so much energy, and then they just kind of like, okay, let's go. What are we doing? We're playing a game? Nah, here we're about information. We're keeping up, we're keeping it chill. Don't want to get too excited here, you know. I know some people like to just kind of lay in bed and lounge around, watch YouTube. Listen to the soothing sounds of someone's voice as they fall asleep. Anyways, today we're playing Rise of Kingdoms, and what's our goal for today? Today we are going to talk about the general situation of the game. No, we're going to talk about the mightiest governor. I always think it's general, but it's governor. So we're in the second mightiest governor for our kingdom, and we really wanted to build our army up. And you get lots of training speed ups along the way. Like, for example, verification. 10 minutes right here. Ooh, should I have clicked that? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know how that transfers over on my little recording thingy. Ah, you probably saw that. Anyway, so along the ways, you get a lot of training speed ups just by doing stuff. So, for example, I'm saving all this gold for something. Probably making equipment down the road or something. But, like, what am I going to do with it all? Go. Aha, so right here. Just by making units, you get training speed ups. So after, 70,000, you get 5. Eventually you accumulate a whole ton of training speed ups. And you're probably wondering, when do I build my army? Well, what I chose to do was build it during my second mightiest governor. My idea was that a lot of people who are going to spend money are going to spend it on the first mightiest governor. And then the people who are like me, who decided to hold back because they think they're smart, probably going to do it during the second. I really wanted to have an army so that I could get stuff going. And that was when I decided to do it. So we ended up coming in 20th. Where's the... How do I look at this? Rankings. We came in 20th for the training. I was holding 7th for a bit, considering I didn't really spend any money on doing that. Coming in 20th out of however many hundred people is not bad, I don't think. So now we're on the second stage, fighting barbarians. We're going to talk... I didn't really think you guys wanted to see me train a bunch of troops using speed ups. That seemed kind of boring. I don't know, maybe in the future if I do a live streaming kind of situation, then, that might be something you guys are interested in while we just chat, shoot the shit. Anyways, we're on the barbarian stage, and I haven't really been using action potions. Like, I don't want to spend any, like, super resources into this mighty governor. I just want to see how high I can get while not, throwing too much into it. If you half-ass a mighty governor, how far can you go? When I say half-ass, I just basically mean you're not like spending money to do it. So we're on the fighting barbarian portion of the thing, and we found ourselves a nice little clump of barbarians. So what we're doing is we are running Sun Tzu with our Lohar, and now Sun Tzu's got an AoE, which is the trick to this. So you consume action points. Did it consume action points? It didn't even consume action points for that. That's kind of weird. So what we're doing is we're gonna micro our army along, so that hopefully we can pull as many barbarians as possible. So right now we're gonna have 3 barbarians attacking us. So that's gonna be 3 barbarian kills while only consuming 1 barbarian's worth of action points. Why that didn't cost me action points, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I started a fight with them earlier or something, and if you do that, then maybe it doesn't, I don't know, consume more action points. But essentially, we're trying to, not bite up more than we can chew. I mean, look at this, we're taking... No! My 17s, come back. You don't want to pull them too far, because then they'll start walking away on you, and then you're going to be like, oh no. Dude, look how far these guys are going. Come back. You gotta find yourself a nice clump of barbarians to work on here. And luckily, these guys were pretty close to my city. Oh, see, look, these guys. Oh, thank goodness. I thought they were going to walk away. So, like, for example, we're going to see how far we can pull these 18s without them losing interest in us. So that's going to be one thing we're doing. And we're just trying to, you know, casually work our way up. See, look, it's not too hard to get into the top 100. I think we'll be able to get top 50 without trying too hard. And by trying too hard, I mean spending too many action points, potions, and stuff like that. I don't know if I'll spend any. Ideally, you want an action point regeneration rune. I had one ticking last night, but I couldn't find one, so I have to sell for this commander gain. 7 XP, or 7% XP for a commander is not bad. It's not bad at all. You know, I gotta level up my Sun Tzu and stuff anyways. So we're gonna see if we can pull these guys down. I think the trick is you kind of pull them down a bit, let them attack, pull them down a bit, let them attack. I killed like 3 altars worth of guardians looking for that rune, and it just did not show up. Another thing I like to do while I'm doing this is kind of come back and get this healing going, just so that I'm not waiting on helps for when people get back. I think we're gonna get these. Don't give up. Don't give up. Yes. I hate it when they give up and they start walking away and then they regenerate their health and you're just like, oh, why? If I could get those level 9s, that'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, so this is basically, you know, when are you going to build your army? Well, maybe build it during the second mightiest governor. It's still going to be on Caesar, and he's really not the most interesting commander to try and pour resources into. Oh god, if these guys die, I'm going to be very sad. Not very sad, but like, I'm not going to try and pull anything more. You will lose a lot of health and stuff when you do this. You're going to have to be healing a lot of people. Oh man, fingers crossed. I think I might just mess this up. No, don't bite off more than you can chew. 18s are still pretty strong. Oh, this is bad. It's gonna be so embarrassing when they get routed. Please don't get routed. They're gonna get routed. 100%. 100%. Yeah, don't bite off more than you can chew. It's a quick recall. That's what we'll call it. Look how fast he walks back to base. Yeah. Do not bite off more than you can chew. So the other aspects of the mightiest governor, where you gotta think about. Well, there's gonna be gaining power, so you might want to have a building ticking down for that. I don't, unfortunately. My quarry is gonna time out today. But good buildings to think about would probably be like your wall. Your wall is going to give you another 66,000 power. That'll be a decent amount. If you could do your city hall, that'd be great. That'd be 123,000 power. If you get them both going, that's 180,000 power. Without trying too hard, you're going to have to burn speed ups to do that. But, you know, maybe you like the benefits that come with it. So, for example, at City Hall 21... Oh, okay, so you don't get 5 dispatch queues until 22. Something to think about. So how many troops did we train? Well, let's take a quick look. I think I start off with like, I don't know, probably 100,000, 110,000. Depending, I don't know, I was kind of burning some lower levels for free resources. I used a lot of resources in all this training. I now have a ton of siege units, but I wasn't training siege units. My goal was to get a full cavalry march. I couldn't exactly do that, so I ended up with, you know, half infantry, or 3/4 cavalry and like a quarter infantry kind of thing. This way you're more well-rounded too, I guess, if someone came to attack us. So, it's not too bad. Everyone's back. Okay, let's go and send them back out. Where was that? Oh. How far back do I scroll out? What's this? Okay, we have a 16 and a 14 here. Ideally, we want to do like 18s and 17s and stuff like that. We're gonna come back and try and get. No. Well, actually, we'll see if we can get all these together. You're less likely to get routed if you're fighting. Ethelflaed's not a bad choice for this, but mine's already level 10, and I can't level her up anymore until I get her first skill all the way up to 5. Oh, hold position after attack is a good thing to be clicking during this. Yeah, so we're trying to level up our Sun Tzu. He's really useful for us in Canyon. He's not currently on our wall. We're kind of using Martel and Minamoto as a deterrent. Okay, so we have a decent distance to pull these guys. I don't know how lucky we're going to get with that. The 16s definitely don't live as long as the 18s. The 18s live substantially longer. I want to make sure I can actually get those guys in my AoE. See, look, these guys are already down to half health. Don't give up on me. I'm still not very good at this pulling thing. But, you know, if you do it right, you know, you can... Guys, hello? Screen? What's going on? Have I disconnected? I don't know how I could lose internet. I mean, Wi-Fi. We did get the level 9s though. I'm quite happy about getting the level 9s. I was kind of worried I wasn't going to get anything there. Alright, so other things to think about during this Mightiest Governor. Yeah, and then so... Also, when you have all these troops, it's easier to... Now, this is not exactly something people like, but sometimes, you know, there are low levels with lots of resources that aren't doing anything with them. You know, maybe they're people that quit the game. They've only got, you know, 20,000 troops, and they've got like a couple million resources, and you're like, those look kind of tasty. They don't seem to be playing. They're not farming anymore. Maybe I'll take those resources. And you know what? We're actually going to go over gathering those resources. Probably in another video, not this one. This one's more about talking things through, getting barbarians done. See, what I should have done is I should have saved this as a preset. Actually, it was offering me Sun Tzu. Good chief gives. He doesn't. I'm being silly. Anyway, so oh man, I burned through so many speed ups to train all those troops. It took a decent amount of time too. Decent amount of time. You want to be pretty efficient with it. What else did we want to talk about? Oh yeah, okay, so I remember in an earlier video we were talking about why did we play these? We were talking about no, did she just get away? Well, that's a shame. That's some stuff I wanted to show you guys about buying. Anyways, boosts. So now we're at the point where using these boosts, buying them from the merchant is efficient. You can get them for usually like 120,000 resources. And if you look at what you're producing, I think I'm producing about 15,000 worth of food an hour. And I think that was for a 24-hour resource boost, 120,000. So if we're producing 15,000 an hour, multiply that by 20, that's now 300,000. Add another 4, that's 360,000. So you are now getting triple value on those boosts. Oh, one sec, I should kite. Oh no, I'm gonna get those 8s for free without even trying. See if I can get the 10s. Watch me get routed again when I try and go for these 17s. You don't want to go too far, otherwise they give up. You know, they're just not as motivated to fight you as you like to hope. No, come back. I got them. Sick. Beautiful. I'm probably gonna make another video for the kill event. Come on, scroll in. See, these guys which are our allied alliance. They're just kind of like the Nubier Feeder alliance. They keep farming on our territory. Now, they've been warned not to do this. And honestly, it won't even be that big of an issue for me because there's only a couple of us down here left over. But they've been warned not to do this. And my biggest issue with them is they never clean up their nodes. I don't know if it's because they don't have enough troops, but if you're going to farm a node and leave it lower, send your troops back there instead of going to another full node. Because I hate finding nodes with like 5,000, 10,000 resources left in it because you thought it wasn't worth the time to go back and do it. Oh shoot, I was pulling. Guess I'm not pulling anymore. Didn't get the 17s. So when the kill event comes, you know, a good tip would be try not to farm for that 24 hours. Not try not to, but like you definitely run the risk of having your farmers killed. Let's see. Look at this, 10,000 resources left in this logging camp. This is unacceptable. And when the kill event comes, you know, I'm specifically not attacking them until this kill event because one, I don't want to scare them off. And two, it just gives them extra time to kind of read the warnings. Like, look at this. Personal. Where is it? Farm. If you farm inside others' territory, you might get attacked. This was sent on the 13th. It is now the 17th. This is to us, but like we sent out a thing to all the other alliances in our little family probably 2 weeks ago saying, you know, don't do this or you may get attacked. So these guys have had fair warning. This is unacceptable. These guys are going to get killed. Yeah. But we don't want to scare them because we want to do it during the kill event. So we're not doing it now. Their time will come. And, you know, we're just coming along here. Barely used any AP yet, but, you know, our points are climbing. Not super quick, but they're climbing. You guys want to open some gold keys? I really want to open some gold keys. Let's do that. How many do I have now? 33. I've been racking them up pretty quick. You get some nice little events like this one. The trained troops. On the wheel. We could talk about that in a second. But look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 gold keys. You get just from training these troops. Also, we're at tier 3s now. We have a nice full tier 3 army. A lot of these lower guys are only on tier 2s. So we have a substantial advantage for this kill event. We should be able to incur minimal losses while doing maximum damage. So I think the second kill event's a good time because the first one you're only going to have tier 2s. Not even that many. Even if you mass train tier 2s, I mean, they're just tier 2s. And you won't have as many resources. Like, the first kill event's really for the spenders, you know? Not so much the people who are just playing the game to, you know, improve their city. Okay, hopefully we get to that in time. Let's open a gold key or two. Come on, baby, hook me up. Ew. I like doing it one at a time. Increases the suspense. Okay. Okay, last time I asked for someone full. Dude, she is a bodacious person. I don't know if you guys ever took a look at her. They use her in a lot of their pictures. It's because of that booty. Their pictures for events, I mean. Not anything special. Ooh, we're getting close to leveling Sundock up to our next little thing. Sow's coming along. Okay, we're getting lots of farmers, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. We're gonna be able to spawn Sao or summon Sao. That's kind of cool. Tomo. I used to be so upset when I got Tomo. Look how skinny her waist is. Look at that. Oh man, it's like thinner than her neck. Or it's as thin as her neck. That is That is unhealthy. But Tomo actually is probably a little underrated for like Canyon and stuff like that. Let's take a quick look at her skills. Now she's gonna be easily accessible, as you can see. Okay, when it's archer. It's not really what I wanted, but you know. Once she's maxed out, you get 30% attack bonus, which is decent. You know, that's a good number of stats. She's not doing any pure damage, but if you don't put her with someone who does damage, maybe you put her with, you know, what's her name? Joan. This March speed bonus isn't as great for Canyon, but attack bonus isn't bad. But this is really where it comes into it. Look at this skill damage bonus when she's secondary commander. So actually, if you put her with like a Minamoto, where's my Minamoto? Put her with a Minamoto who's doing 1400 damage, plus a chance to deal an additional 1200 damage. That's 2600 damage. Add 15% to that, and that becomes, you know, almost, you know, 3000. Not exactly, probably a little bit less than that. Maybe more than that. I don't know. I'm not gonna do that math right now. But she gains rage restored and skill damage, so she could keep on proccing that high attack pretty often. Is this all damage? No, it's just attack of all units. And then damage reduction, you know, 15%. So she's got a decent number of stats on her for a blue commander. 15%, 45%. If you use her with Minamoto, this won't be useful, but you know, up to 50%. And then you get decent amount of rage back and decent amount of skill bonus. So, you know, I'm not as upset about getting Tomo as I used to be, because as you can see, I get a decent amount of her. Look, I'm gonna have her going pretty good before I have any of my other guys going pretty good. My Sun Tzu's coming along nicely. 5, 2, 2, 1. I really don't care as much about this garrison troops damage reduction. I really want to get this skill damage bonus. Just like we looked at Tomo, she gets 15%, he gets 20%. And this damage taken reduced, 10%. Like, Sun Tzu is really solid. Another guy I like to come further with is Osman. I don't have a conquering commander, so I lose a decent amount of troops. Not a lot, but like when you're attacking cities that are like 40,000 plus units, even if they're half tier 1s, half tier 2s, you're gonna lose like 2,000 troops. I don't know. I was doing this before I had my full tier 3 march. I haven't really tested that out on cities just yet, but a good conquering commander might have made that a little more efficient, because you can get things like this. Number of troops that die is reduced by 10% and instead go to your hospital. So that can add up quite a bit over time. We're gonna go with a whole video rundown of, you know, like what commanders you want to be using. I generally like to go with, right now, my Minamoto and my Martel, so that I deal damage and I shield damage, because Martel's shield here, that's 1200 damage that's not killing my units, so that is pretty good. And look at this damage bonus, the 30%. You know, Martel is really solid. And now that I have like a full infantry cavalry march, you know, their skills are gonna be working quite well towards boosting my units. But I would like to get Osman, actually, because he does 850 damage factor plus another 400 damage factor every time an active skill is used. So that's 1200 damage right there. This adds more, but we're not gonna, it's gonna take a long time to get there. He's only got 1 level here. But, you know, goals. Oh, see, we got so distracted. We didn't get to kite these guys properly. Screw it. You know, can't always be fully efficient. I like to min-max, but it's just not the time for it. Hook me up. I see our South is coming along. Full Herman. Okay. CPO. I think I didn't even have CPO. Now I'm gonna have him. Tomo. You got a lot of Tomo. I don't know what the odds are of getting her, but they seem pretty high. Kusunoki. I run a very heavy Sunset Canyon AoE team. Very heavy AoE team in Sunset Canyon. I don't think Kusunoki's in there. He is AoE. Julius Caesar. Wouldn't it be funny if we got full Julius Caesar? Ended up being more than what we're going to get in this governor event. Come on. Give me a full somebody, please. Full somebody. I really want a full... I got a full Joan of Arc. Full somebody. This Sao is coming along. I'm gonna have to summon him. See what I say? You get tons of Tomo. She just... I don't know why they give you so much Tomo. Yes. I would have liked a whole bunch of him instead of Tomo and Joan. Joan's not bad, but like Osmond is who I really want to be working on, epic wise right now. So, you know, sometimes you get lucky and sometimes you don't. No full legendaries this round. I have 30 something keys. That's okay. I really wanted to. Don't click the instant. Oh my gosh. You see that? That was only 12 gems. You know what I did last night? I accidentally instanted my city hall to 20 for 20,000 gems. That was disappointing, you know. I was talking to somebody, you know, trying to sound, you know, like I'm paying attention to them during their conversation. Meanwhile, I'm just microing stuff around in my city. I probably am a little too addicted to this game. I enjoy it though, so that's good. I didn't use those boosts. I was telling you how useful they are, and I haven't used them yet. I will pop them after this, but like, you don't need to watch me do that. 20,000 down gems down the drain for the city hall. Oh, that's so disappointing. Luckily, you rack up a lot of gems just by playing the game. Like for example, leveling it up to 20, I got 1,500 gems. Today we just got another 1,500 gems for this pillage and plunder thing. I try and farm gems with my farmers. I'm not even farming right now. I should be building these for those gold keys, so I have some for the next video. Let's take a quick look at our commanders. Yeah, we get to summon our Sepia. Not that we're too concerned. Our Ethelfled's coming along. We're gonna get another skill on her when it ticks over to 0 UTC tonight. Did we get a Joan skill? No, we don't. But she's coming along too. Actually, soon she'll be expertised, which is kind of exciting. Osmond, my buddy. We're getting there. I got so much room in there. I do use him in my Canyon lineup right now. So, you know, that's actually not a bad pickup. I'm gonna have to get him to level 10 so I can start leveling up the second skill at some point. Archers. I'm not really interested in archers. See, this is why I don't use Kusunoki in Canyon. He only had one on his skill. Do you guys want to see what a beginner Canyon looks like? I actually do pretty well in Canyon. I can get in top 50. I don't know what I'm at right now. 133. But by the end of the ordeal, I'm usually in, you know, definitely top like 50, 60, something like that. Let's see what my lineup looks like. So I got Joan and Martel, because she is generating lots of rage, which gives me lots of shields. This is like my tank unit. Boudica generates some rage, and I got her with my buy bars, which is AoE. This March speed stat is kind of lost, but you know, we'll just take the extra damage. Ooh, look, she can stay a little bit more. She leveled up. I have my Kusunoki and Ethelfled. I don't know if this is the best thing to be running right now. He does get... I did build him into the skill tree, so he's basically getting as much rage as I can get on him, essentially. And she does AoE, and she reduces their attack, defense, and health by 15%. I don't know if this is probably the wrong order because Minamoto's skill isn't going to be working on this 15% decreased defense. Maybe I'll swap them around when the time comes. I don't know. I'm working on my pairings still. They got leveled up. Ready that. And my last one is Sun Tzu and Herman. Level them up too. Power them up. Keep them all clumped together so that Joan can boost as many people as possible with her stat bonus. I generally do pretty well. Definitely not as well as the top tier spenders, but I get some decent items out of it. Alright, I think that pretty much sums up the things we wanted to talk about today. We're going for Mightiest Governor. We're not going to win. We're going to be as efficient as possible as we can. Assuming you don't spend 20,000 gems on your city hall. Oh, it hurts so bad to think about that. Yeah. You want to be training probably for the second one, because then you can get a whole bunch of tier 3s while everyone else is running on tier 2s. Also, the most efficient way to gain points in that training cycle is to level tier 3s to 4s. So we're gonna have a whole ton of tier 3s for when we decide to, you know, turn them into tier 4s for whatever Mightiest Governor we decide to like super compete in. I don't know which one that will be. I don't know how long that's gonna be from now, but we're gonna have a lot of them, so that's not a bad idea. If you really want to get ahead in the Mightiest Governor, you can, like, and you don't want to, you can buy these speed ups and use these speed ups. These speed ups are probably worth picking up if you've got the gems for it, just because it's a really good deal as far as spending your gems go. If you're going to spend gems in here, this is the place to do it. I would also always pick these up if you can. I haven't done that yet. I thought it was going to roll over, but I guess I rolled over and then I picked those up and haven't touched anything else. Alright guys, it's probably gone on long enough. Thanks for hanging around though and seeing what we had to say. You know, I hope your Mightiest Governor is going pretty well. You know, maybe you're not competing in this one, maybe you'll compete in the next one. I always try and wrap it up and then I'm like, oh, let's talk about something else. We haven't really spun this wheel a whole bunch. I don't know if this is the best wheel to spend your gems on. We'll spin it 5 times just for the sake of it. I turned this on because I spent 20,000 gems and I wasn't ready to do that. I was thinking, what could I have gotten if I spent 20,000 gems on this wheel? Alright, value. I thought we were getting the 3 spot. Hook me up. Alright, so those go for 2,000 a pop in the VIP shop. So we now got 2 for 3,000. That's a 25% discount, and then we got some freebies. You know, when your goal is to get these legendary commander sculptures, like that's what I want to focus on for my value. And everything else is just, you know, freebies. Sometimes you get 0 and you get screwed. 12 hours, 24 hours of speed ups. That's not too bad. I wouldn't overspin this. Boom, 5 more sculptures. Now we're good to go. Now this wheel does still have 2 days left on it, so I'm going to take 2 more 50% spins. But 25 isn't offering anything super attractive. 40s where, you know, things are starting to look pretty good. 80s only if you're like a huge spender. There's no reason to go to 80, I don't think, on this wheel. Even 40 is kind of iffy. Alright guys, thank you for hanging around. Man, I'm going full YouTube video guy on this. I'm gonna have to say it. But if you would like, I'd appreciate it if you click the like and subscribe button. Only because it encourages me to do this kind of stuff. I'm not expecting to become huge or anything off of this, but like seeing those numbers, makes me happy. Actually, what I prefer more than that is comments. If you want to leave a comment, I like to hear your feedback. So leave a comment if you got something to say. Maybe you got some tips for me while I'm doing my mightiest governor. And it also helps anyone else that's watching this video. Those tips help. I really appreciated all those guys who left comments on the last video talking about civilization changes and how that affects what sculptures you get. Okay, so I believe the verdict was your first civilization will be the one that dictates what sculptures you get for your epic commander. So even if you swap it, you're still going to be getting the sculptures for that first civilization. So keep that in mind if you decide to switch around. Otherwise, you might end up with Kusunoki when you really want a Joan, or Sun Tzu. Yeah. So comment, like, and subscribe if you really want. But most of all, just enjoy playing the game. Hang around. It's been good chatting with you. I hope to get some feedback. Maybe I'll start a little live stream thingy at some point in the future, just because I like the interactive portion of it. No one expects. Oh, and stay safe with the whole COVID thing, guys. Wash your hands, avoid your mucous membranes, practice social distancing. It's funny the things the government says, but you know what? They're just trying to help. They want to keep everyone healthy. And, I want you guys to stay healthy too. Stay safe. All right. Peace. Is that going to be my thing? Peace. No, I don't want that to be my thing. You know how everyone's got a sign out thing. You know what? I'll work on the sign out thing. You guys get back to me. And we'll see how it goes. Take it easy.